Cuba is just 90 miles from the United States, yet it's years behind us in everything.
Kind of frozen in time in a way, Kelly. Every day, Cuba struggles to find its next source of income and technology. But now, 2 Americans from right here in Tampa are helping when it comes to medicine. Fox 13's Giselle Guerra went to the land of sugar and rum to bring us this report. Giselle?
Well, John, you know, some would also say it's the land that time forgot with the old cars, the outdated homes. But many say it's the crown jewel of the Caribbean when it comes to medicine. When it comes to treating the sick and injured in Cuba, many say the doctors are well trained, but they lack the tools and the medicine to save lives. Now, that's where 2 Tampa doctors come in. In our exclusive story, we traveled with them on a mission of mercy.
33 pounds. Okay, let's try this one first. Let the games begin.
History in the making.
Havana Center, Seneca 8124 Charlie is with you now, level 12000.
In the turquoise blue Caribbean, she rises up like a gem from the sea.
8124 Charlie has Jose Marti in sight.
For the first time in 40 years, Cuba welcomes 2 Americans in private planes. Tampa doctors Tony Kirkpatrick and Dan Greenwald come bearing gifts.
It's good stuff. It's modern.
Medical equipment so desperately needed in this country of 11 million people. A people rich in culture, but poor in every other sense, in the shadows of crumbling buildings. And antique cars, the medical aid flies in the face of a 40-year-old U.S. embargo.
As I learned, my country was blocking medicines. I mean, to me, that made me sick.
The watchful eyes of Havana eagerly anticipate the precious surgical equipment. At the state-run Calixto Garcia Hospital, a snag. Congressman Lincoln Diaz-Balart from Miami wants to block the deal that was supposed to go through the Pan American Health Organization, or PAHO.
I was told this morning that the PAHO will not sign for the medicines and the surgical equipment because of Lincoln Diaz-Balart.
Kirkpatrick thumbs his nose at the threat and decides to give the equipment directly to the hospital, a direct violation of U.S. law.
Even if it means going to jail, there is no way I'm going to take these equipment back to the United States. There's no way.
The group winds through the hospital's scantily appointed 32 buildings. It's 105 years old and doesn't try to hide its age. It's the main trauma center in Havana. This is the kind of country where if you don't have the right medical equipment, people actually die. So the things these doctors have brought over, it's more than just surgical equipment. These things are lifesavers.
Sometimes it takes us a lot of work to find all the medicine and equipment necessary for certain treatments that would otherwise give the patient longer life.
Like a Christmas gift exchange, they rifle through the treasure. Laparoscopic surgical equipment, pediatric scope, stuff that can change the way they perform some types of surgery.
Instead of filleting somebody open, you know, so let's say to do gallbladder, the patient will recover, go home the same day.
This is very similar to the equipment that we brought.
It's one of the few places in Cuba performing endoscopic surgery. This instrument that we needed, we didn't have it until now. This way, we can avoid the invasive procedure of open surgery. The Tampa doctors switch on the light at the end of the tunnel with a $1 million donation. The need here has deteriorated into a desperate game. Everywhere you look, 40 years of communist rule and a U.S. blockade have taken their toll.
They are doctors without tools, yet they're committed.
And Cubans say they're grateful to the doctors from the country just 90 miles away, that is light years away from loosening the embargo.
I think it's a beautiful gesture, these 2 doctors coming to Cuba in spite of the existing limitations.
It will not save every Cuban, but the exchange is a start. The heartbeat of Cuba will keep pounding away to her own Caribbean rhythm, a sliver of land teeming with life, struggling at times to stay alive. In Havana, Giselle Guerra, Fox 13 News.
Boy, just think what that place could have been had Fidel Castro not happened to it. The doctors worked for a year, securing the right visas and working through all the bureaucratic red tape. They plan to make multiple trips back with more equipment and medicine for Cuba.
you.